Hello guys and welcome back to Marvel Hub. This is the Gaming Revolution here, and today we have another Avengers Endgame leak. So the movie is very close now. So the leaks have been pouring in over the last 5 days or so. There's been loads of new TV spots released for the movie, spoiling tons about the movie. And obviously there are early screenings for the movie, and I believe the embargo lifts for that on the 23rd. That is when people who have gone to these early press releases will be able to talk about their reviews and what happens in the movie and stuff like that. So that's when we will know when all of these leaks and spoilers and stuff like that are definitely true. So there was a leak 4 days ago on the Marvel Spoilers Reddit, which I will leave a link to down in this video's description. It says a detailed hot leak of the movie from someone who claims to have seen the final cut. So this is by a user known as Seymour, and all these spoilers are unverified, and when it was initially released a lot of people didn't believe it. However, it's kind of 50-50. There is actually a poll on this Reddit post in which people have been able to vote whether they believe this leak or not, and it's literally stuck on 50-50. So I'm going to go through it right now, and let me know down in the comment section down below whether you think this is legit. Now, usually we like to cover leaks on the channel that are either definitely true or we say if we think they are fake, but I'm going to be completely honest here. This leak is very up in the air because recently we've been getting a load of new TV spots for Avengers Endgame, and these new TV spots have been coinciding with this leak that was posted days ago, which means that it does have some backing and it does have some credibility. However, he could have simply gone back from a lot of the old leaks from last year that are true, and he might have just merged that in with his own fan theories and his own assumptions and stuff like that. Or there might be some other information, but the overall information isn't 100% on point. But yeah, I'm just like everyone else. I'm kind of 50-50 on whether to believe this. The user has been replying to a lot of people and he seems very confident in what he is saying, but obviously confidence does not mean credibility. But you can let me know what you think of this after I go through it right now. So this does spoil pretty much everything surrounding the movie, so if you don't want to see spoilers, just click off right now. But as I was saying, it might not be true anyway, so we're just going to dive in and talk about it. But do not take this as fact whatsoever. I don't want you guys to take this as fact. I know some other channels will cover this and they won't really make that point or stress that point enough, but do not take this as fact because it could be completely off the ball, even though some of the stuff has come true from these new TV spots. But some parts that he has described do sound really interesting. So he says Tony dies for real at the end. His is the only death scene apart from Thanos and Thanos' army. Apparently he wore the gauntlet and flipped the bird to Thanos, laughing out loud. Tony gets a really good goodbye scene and Captain America tries to basically take his place, but the gauntlet won't respond to him. Tony himself glows orange, almost like he was the embodiment of the Soul Stone, but there's no exposition on this or anything. He then says Natalie died, but then was brought back to the big battle when Captain America destroys the Soul Stone. This is also when everybody else who was snapped away comes back. Captain America lives, but goes back to stay in the past after saying I'll be there when you need me to Fury. So as you guys know, all of the snapped characters are going to be coming back in this movie. From the leaked footage that we got recently, it has confirmed this, and this post was before the leaked footage. Now again, some of this could be coming true because he's just making good guesses, he's making good assumptions. We'll just have to wait and see. He then says Bucky stays in the present because he gets a job after. Thor lives, still God of Thunder. Endgame sets up a potential Thor 4 with Thor, Valkyrie and Rocket discussing the building of a new Asgard, and that means the Avengers would return for Thor 4, which has been recently confirmed, so that could be a plot for Thor 4. As I was saying, a lot of this does seem like it could be true, but there's just no 100% set in stone information to back this up for being 100% true, and there are some things that seem a bit weird and sketchy. He then says Captain America heard Bucky's voice, which made him think about reviving the Dusted Ones. The movie starts with this is not a test. Catherine Langford plays Tony's daughter, but only in a dream. Tony says to Pepper in their reunion, think we can still make our 8:30. Hilo was mentioned by name, did not disappear. The Stan Lee cameo, which is very important since this is going to be his last cameo, so this is going to be emotional for a lot of people since his passing, is apparently a car show from the 1970s told by Scott Lang in Luis's style. The first time Hulk shows up, Thanos has just been killed on Titan 2, so he finally comes out, but they're on Earth and Tony is like, really dude? It's heavily implied that Pepper is pregnant within the movie. Captain Marvel is absent for most of it and shows up in the beginning to answer the distress call. They kill Thanos, she leaves to help other planets rebuild, doesn't show back up until the final battle where she wrecks it. Hulk does not lose an arm. There's a comment about how he should, but he's got regenerative regenerative properties in his tissue. The past Captain America versus present Captain America. Past Cap thinks present Cap is Loki. In the Battle of New York, there is a really funny scene where you've seen the two Captain Americas fighting, but they make it to Loki and he basically says, "I'm not doing this," and present Cap uses the opportunity to knock out past Cap and Loki says thank you. Loki is also featured in a dreamlike sequence Thor has. Thor gets a pep talk from his mother. Carol and Valkyrie team up to take down one of Thanos' ships and have a this could have been flirting moment. According to Bronze Crab 24, who talked to OP said the post-credit scene is a tribute to everyone who made the MCU what it is today. He has some updates, so apparently Captain America goes back in time to dance with Peggy. I don't know why. The most memorable line in OP's opinion is he was from Iron Man. The film supposedly ends with Carol flying off to hide the remaining stones throughout the galaxy. Captain's shield broke because he destroyed the Soul Stone. Someone asked OP how does Cap know to destroy the Soul Stone to bring the dusted ones back, and OP replied with, he heard Bucky through it. No explanation for Carol's new suit and haircut, just a time skip that was obviously shown within the leaked footage. The final battle takes place on Vormir. Vormir is weird, it's not bound by time. Basically Thanos dictates that's where the battle will be. When Thanos figures out what they are doing, it's weird, it's like he figures it out and prevents his own death from earlier in the film by coming back in time. Thanos in the final battle is the Thanos that did the snap and realizes what's up, but it's also a Thanos that would have been killed in like 2 days. Nick Fury and Carol reunite, no mention of Goose. OP said this in a now deleted comment. Okay, I really don't want to answer this because I thought it would be amazing and didn't want it to be spoiled. There aren't post-credit scenes like normal. There is a montage of the last 10 years of Marvel Studios and everyone who made it possible to be what it is today. It's pretty special. A user known as Saturday Smile said he sent the user a PM a few questions and he responded to 2. I asked which of the female leads has the biggest role, Black Widow or Nebula. He said Nebula. The other question he responded was about if the Russos get Captain Marvel right, and he said her role was kind of small but she stands out in her scenes and she does fight Thanos and fucks him up, but she's not the one who kills him in the first act. Thor is the one who will deliver the final blow. OP said this is a lie. OP did not send this PM, so that was a PM that's not actually sent, someone just made that up. So there's more updates. Apparently Hulk himself is maturing and realizes his psyche with Banner's brain would be unstoppable, so instead of fighting over the wheel they become co-pilots. So Bruce Banner's as well as Hulk's personality will merge and he will become so-called Professor Hulk. When you guys actually see how they handle the Cap thing, I think you'll change your mind. He's not ruining everyone's life, he's closing a time loop. Look, there are a few things I really don't want to spoil because no one is even guessing them and there needs to be some crazy woe moments, so I won't go into detail, but Peggy straight up tells him to come home. It's one of the most touching and mind-blowing moments in the entire MCU. Kind of interesting, you never saw her husband, right? Man, you guys are coming close to ruining the most emotional part of the movie. Are you sure this is how you want to learn this? I don't know, man, like part of me wants to think this is not real, but he has really precise descriptions. I don't know, there's just something about this that does seem kind of legit, but we'll just have to wait and see. Nebula is in the climactic final war. The latest details on the Cap ending from OP read at your own risk, so definitely click off now, this is a huge spoiler. Alright, because this is bothering so many people, I'm going to explain the Captain ending. If you have any self-control, I urge you not to read this as it was a pretty special scene. Captain visits Peggy's grave and Fury appears behind him, says he was told to give this to Captain when the time is right and that he thinks it's right. It's a letter from Peggy. She apologizes for not being able to tell him before, but that the world needed Captain first, but now that he's saved the world, it's time to come home. She says he knows where to meet her. Captain is kind of confused and Fury says she always was a mystery when it came to her private life. Captain understands and tells Fury to call if he's ever needed. He later says goodbye to Bucky and Sam jokes that Bucky can't save his suit because I don't think I'm quite done with it yet. Captain goes back in time and shows up at the dance hall. Peggy is waiting for him. She knows how to dance slowly and then asks if he can keep up. I could do this all day are the final words from Captain in the movie. A lot of people are not understanding that Captain was always Peggy's husband. He's not changing anything, he's closing his own time loop. He will still be found on ice in 2012, still go through everything he's been through, and then go back in time and be with Peggy. Then leave the door open for him to travel to the future if he's ever needed after the events of Endgame 2. Now that is huge, but it is kind of weird since he also kissed her niece, so pretty dodgy. And more comments. Pepper Potts is in the rescue armor and helps the Avengers in the final battle. Tony Stark dies in her arms. On April the 18th, more updates. When asked about Gamora being dead and Natalie being revived and the time travel logistics, OP said it's seriously not even explained in the movie. They do say time travel won't fix everything and that's that. He said, I can't believe how many people hate Captain's ending. The way it's shot, the music, the way that they both aren't even sure what's happening is real. It's so beautiful. I was crying like a baby and I don't cry in movies. If you guys hate this movie just because of that, then damn. But it's like legitimately my favorite scene in the MCU ever, and Evans is so good in that scene you can literally see the burden of the world. He's always carried a role off his shoulders, and the way he delivers that last fucking line, I could do this all day, fucking a man, you have to be heartless if that doesn't get you. She's been going to that place a long time through and turning down soldiers asking her to dance. Captain and Peggy dancing to the Earth Angel. There is a casting call for white female engineers in the 1960s. OP apparently thinks these are for people working on the pipes as Captain walks into a building. OP thinks Pratt, Star-Lord, says he wants to look for Gamora at the end, but she doesn't come back and it's not explained why. Wanda is 100% going to be a villain the next time we see her. She's pissed and she lost vision and her eyes glow red. So Scarlet Witch is apparently going to be a villain within the future because she is hurt due to Vision's demise. And I guess she will take out that hurt on everyone else. I guess that would be an interesting plot for Scarlet Witch. Now obviously there is the Scarlet Witch and Vision TV show coming to Disney+, so for that to be coming, it kind of disproves this leak in a way, because unless it is set as a prequel or something like that, I don't know how this can make any sense, because they're going to be exploring their friendship within this TV show, so surely Vision does come back then. I don't know, just it kind of doesn't make sense. Thanos basically makes his stand at Vormir. He doesn't bring anyone there, that's just where he wants to fight. Steve is at Tony's funeral, but only Pepper and Happy delivered a speech. OP also confirms that the following 4chan leak is 100% accurate. Tony kills Thanos and all of his armies with a middle finger. Tony dies. Tony's last words are to Pepper and that they are the ones from the first teaser. Happy has the saddest line of the movie. He was Iron Man at Tony's funeral. Pepper is shown with a pregnant belly. Cap goes back in time after a talk with Fury and reading a letter from Peggy and walks through the doors at precisely 8 o'clock on the dot for that dance. Captain Marvel takes the stones away except the time stone where she believes it is safest with Strange. Thor, Valkyrie, Rocket and Groot discuss exploring a place to put Asgard. Hulk is Hulk forever. So when Hulk and Bruce Banner combine, apparently he won't be able to turn back to Bruce Banner. That will just be the combination of the two. Wanda seems determined to figure out a way to bring Vision back, and she doesn't exactly come across as a good guy in a final scene. So again, both of these leaks coincide with each other. Black Panther wants Shuri to take his mantle while he focuses on being king. Clint finishes teaching his daughter to shoot. Black Widow is promoted to just under Fury. Peter Quill, Drax and Mantis want to search for a way to bring Gamora back. The film ends with the new Avengers and Hulk and Black Widow watching Captain Marvel fly off with the stones. Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Peter, Shuri, Bucky and Widow all say the lines from "There was an idea" from a bird's eye view. The smashed Avengers logo has formed into a new A and the credits roll with Black Sabbath, and we get a look back at the beginnings of Marvel Studios and how far they've come, which is apparently going to be the post-credit scene. It's going to be a recap. The last you see of Sam is when he says goodbye to Cap and Cap makes him promise he will look after Bucky. Bucky is now an Avenger at the end. He even says one of the lines. The big fucking spoiler, there is only one Soul Stone. It's when they get the Soul Stone that alerts Thanos something is up. But yeah, multiple of the others can exist but not the Soul Stone. We don't know exactly why that is. Iron Man by the Black Sabbath plays over the credits at first but will change. Question, is Thanos in a separate plane of reality? Lol. He dies in Act 1 first, right? How can he even physically realize this? A, because he loses the Soul Stone. There is a scene early on in the movie where he's chilling and shit, basically a day in the life thing, and that same scene is repeated and the Soul Stone vanishes from his gauntlet so he knows what is up. So as we're saying, from all the recent leaks and also the new TV spot, it has been coinciding with these leaks, and this did give away a lot of spoilers, so if this does turn out to be true, then god damn it, but nevertheless, it might just be all fabricated. We'll just have to wait and see. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think? But anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Marvel news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.